Cyrus the Second of Persia, later known as Cyrus the Great, was born sometime between 600 and 510 76 BCE. The exact year is uncertain due to limited contemporary records. He was the son of Cambyses I, ruler of Anshan, a Persian kingdom in southwestern Iran, and Mandane, who, according to Greek historian Herodotus, was the daughter of Astyages, king of the Median Empire. The political landscape of the Near East at the time was dominated by several major powers: the Median Empire in Iran, the Neo-Babylonian Empire in Mesopotamia, the Kingdom of Lydia in western Anatolia, and Egypt under the 26th dynasty. Persia itself was not yet an empire. It was a subordinate kingdom under Median authority. Most accounts of Cyrus's childhood come from Herodotus, writing in the 5th century BCE. According to him, Astyages had a dream foretelling that his grandson would overthrow him. In response, he ordered the infant Cyrus to be killed. The official tasked with the execution allegedly spared the child, giving him to a shepherd to raise. Years later, the boy's noble behavior supposedly revealed his identity, and he was returned to his parents. Modern historians regard this narrative as partly legendary. Stories of threatened royal infants appear frequently in ancient traditions. What is historically supported is that Cyrus eventually became ruler of Anshan around 559 BCE after the death of his father, Cambyses I.
He conquered without cruelty, and at Ecbatana, his mercy reshaped and thus the Persian Empire was born.
At this stage, Persia remained under Median dominance. However, tensions between Persian elites and Median authority appear to have increased. Around 553 BCE, Cyrus initiated a revolt against Astyages. The conflict lasted several years. By 550 BCE, the Median army defected during a decisive confrontation. Astyages was captured. The Median capital, Ecbatana, fell to Cyrus. Rather than destroying the Median system, Cyrus integrated it. He retained Median administrative structures and incorporated Median nobles into positions of authority. This approach helped stabilize the newly unified state. The overthrow of the Median Empire marked the true beginning of Achaemenid expansion. Following this consolidation, Cyrus secured eastern territories. Campaigns likely extended into Parthia, Hyrcania, and possibly regions approaching Central Asia. Although documentation is limited, archaeological and later textual sources suggest steady expansion. As Cyrus strengthened his power in Iran, neighboring rulers took notice. Among them was Croesus, king of Lydia. Lydia was one of the wealthiest kingdoms of the ancient world. Its capital, Sardis, was a major economic center. Lydia controlled rich gold deposits and was credited with developing some of the earliest coinage systems. Croesus maintained influence over Greek city-states along the Aegean coast, including Miletus and Ephesus.
Mercenaries filled his ranks. He chose offense over caution.
The fall of Media shifted the balance of power dramatically. What had been a buffer state between Persia and Anatolia was now under Cyrus's control. This placed Persian authority directly on Lydia's eastern frontier. According to Greek sources, Croesus sought alliances before acting. He established diplomatic ties with Babylon, Egypt, and Sparta. He also consulted the Oracle of Delphi, one of the most respected religious authorities in the Greek world. Herodotus records that the oracle declared, "If Croesus crosses the Halys River, he will destroy a great empire." Croesus interpreted this as referring to Persia. Around 547 BCE, Croesus mobilized his forces and crossed the Halys River, which had previously marked the boundary between Median and Lydian territories. The two armies met near the city of Pteria in central Anatolia. The Battle of Pteria was intense but inconclusive. Casualties occurred on both sides. Neither army achieved decisive victory. As winter approached, Croesus made a strategic decision consistent with common practice. He withdrew to Sardis to regroup and planned to resume the campaign in spring with reinforcements from his allies.
No victor emerged that day. Lydia withdrew to survive.
Cyrus, however, did not follow seasonal conventions. Instead of withdrawing, he pursued the Lydian forces westward into their own territory. The speed of this pursuit appears to have surprised Croesus. Before Allied reinforcements could arrive, the Persian army reached Lydia. A second engagement occurred on the plain before Sardis. Herodotus reports that Cyrus placed camels at the front of his army. The unfamiliar scent and appearance allegedly caused Lydian cavalry horses to panic. Whether exaggerated or not, the Persians gained tactical advantage. The Lydian cavalry, considered among the strongest in Anatolia, was neutralized. Persian infantry and supporting forces pressed forward. Croesus retreated into Sardis. Sardis was heavily fortified and considered defensible. Croesus may have expected a prolonged siege that would allow time for allies to intervene. However, after approximately 2 weeks, Persian forces captured the city. Greek sources claim a soldier discovered an unguarded section of wall and scaled it, allowing entry. Croesus was captured alive.
Order crushed confusion. Order crushed confusion. Crushed confusion. Confusion. His strength became his weakness.
Accounts diverge regarding his fate. Some Greek traditions state he was placed on a funeral pyre, but saved at the last moment. Other sources suggest he was spared and later served as an advisor to Cyrus. The historical accuracy of these stories is debated. What is clear is that Lydia was annexed into the Persian state. Sardis became an administrative center under Persian governance. With Lydia's fall, Persia gained control over western Anatolia and the Greek cities along the coast. This significantly expanded Persian influence into the Aegean region. The conquest also brought substantial wealth into Persian control, including Lydian gold reserves and established trade networks. By approximately 546 BCE, Cyrus had transformed Persia from a regional kingdom into a transcontinental empire, stretching from Central Asia to the Aegean Sea. The fall of Lydia was not the largest military engagement of the ancient world, but it was strategically decisive. It eliminated a major Western rival and opened the path for further campaigns. Within a decade, Cyrus would turn south toward Babylon. But the campaign against Lydia marked the first direct Persian expansion into Anatolia and the Mediterranean sphere. It demonstrated key characteristics of Cyrus's strategy: integration of conquered elites, rapid movement, and administrative continuity rather than destruction. From a subordinate prince in a Median-dominated system, Cyrus had become ruler of a vast and growing empire. The conquest of Lydia solidified that transformation.